This 13th floor video session is powered by The Rock Shop. Hi, welcome to the 13th floor. I'm Marty Duda, and today we have the Bollands with us.
Hello.
Welcome. Glad you could make it. I see you're joined by Twig the Wonder Cat, who's going to manage to upstage all of us, no doubt. If she gets annoying, just throw her away. Yeah, she can take it. Anyway, thanks for coming on by. You have a new album out. It's called All of My Ghosts.
Yeah. Yep. And so that came out in January.
January, yeah. Yep. You've been touring the country.
Yes, we have. I think we played maybe 15 shows. Is that right? Yeah.
And how's it been going?
Great. Yeah, really good. I love it. We have a camper van.
Uh-huh.
So we just sort of live in the camper and drive around with all our gear, stay at friends and stuff. It's really nice, and we really like driving in this country. It's cool. It's cool to be home. We've been overseas for ages, so it's really good.
Right. And whereabouts overseas do you guys tend to navigate to?
Last year we were touring through Asia. We were in Japan and China and Taiwan and Hong Kong. And then the year before we were in Asia and the States. We haven't been to Europe yet. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, we used to be based in Hong Kong for about 4 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so let's talk a bit about the making of the record. You say you recorded it at the lab, which is just down the street from here.
Yeah, it is.
Is that the first time you worked there?
Joyce? Is it?
Yeah.
She should know.
Yeah, it was our first time working with the lab studios. It was an amazing experience. We tracked really quickly. I think we recorded this 12-song album in 2.5 days. And then
that's amazing.
Spent 1.5 days doing mixing.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we didn't plan on doing it that quickly. It was just working with Ollie there. He was just so fast and efficient, and yeah, it was awesome. We thought it was going to take us weeks, but I don't know.
Was it just the two of you playing everything, or did you have some folks helping?
We had a couple of friends. We had a friend Hamish on drums, and then who else was there? The trumpet player. Yeah, Finn was on trumpet, and then fiddle player was Shimna. Yeah, we had mates playing.
Higgins.
Yeah,
Finn Scholes.
Yep, that's right.
There you go. See, it helps to have one of those. All right. Well, you're going to play a few songs for us, and the first one that we're going to hear is one from the album. It's called "I Used to Sleepwalk."
Yeah.
And how does the songwriting work within the group?
It's sort of usually I'll get the song and I'll write it, and then I'll show the sort of half-finished song to Joyce, and Joyce will tell me if it's terrible or not.
Right.
She's like the Simon Cowell of the band. She filters it. Then if it's any good, then we'll kind of work on it. Yeah. If it's any good, then we'll work on it together and stuff. This song was actually about how we've been living in Hong Kong for ages, and it was really full on. And then so we went and toured the States, and then we went up to Yosemite and stuff. We went camping there as well, and it was just weirdly a really kind of a spiritual experience of just going from insane metropolis to like the country, this beautiful countryside. So yeah, that was what the song was about.
Excellent. Well, let's give it a listen, and then we'll come back and talk some more.
Cool. Drive all night, play all day, kings of the USA, eating from a single parsley next to the lake. We were lost, and everything was fine, way out in that wilderness. So I lost my mind, I lost my mind, I lost my mind. And out there under moonlit stars I fall to my knees. Everything I want to be in darkness means nothing, and it feels okay to die under these old stars. When our bodies turn to dust, another story starts, another story starts, another story starts. We were burning slowly with the fire, with the fire. We were burning slowly with the fire, with the fire. we first parked by the lake, it took me days to unbind everything I wanted to become. It got me hypnotized. We cooked and ate with the fire, we listened to friends' songs, and in the morning we brew some tea. We read all day long, talk all day long, wait all day long. Start to feel the dark, the dark. 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 And in my life, in my death, it's all okay. In my last breath, in my last breath, in my last breath. We used to sleepwalk in the middle of the night, us trying to escape from a devil inside. One night I woke up all covered in my blood. I punched through a window just to get outside. We used to sleepwalk in the middle of the night, us trying to escape from a devil inside. One night I woke up all covered in my blood. I punched through the window just to get outside. And this old country was coming from the trees, returning to the earth was there. Then healing, no, it ain't no picture and it ain't no scene. Just a broken fool sleeping next to the lake. This old country was coming from the trees, returning to the earth was there. Then healing, no, it ain't no picture and it ain't no scene. Just a broken down fool sleeping next to the lake. Ain't no picture and it ain't no scene. Just a broken down fool sleeping next to the lake.
Welcome back to the 13th floor. We're here with the Bollands, and we're going to hear a couple more songs. We should point out, for folks who aren't aware, that the two of you are married. Does that bring about its own kind of set of situations when you're working together like this and on the road and all that? Nobody's going to want to answer that one. I know
It's
that.
way harder for me to pick up girls. I don't know. I mean, this is. We don't really think about it. I don't know. We've always been just playing music together.
Right.
Since we've known each other. Our first band was like a 5-piece, but we were together.
Yeah.
So I haven't actually known not having Joyce playing music with me. So
Right.
we don't know any different, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah, we were actually saying we spend a lot of time with each other.
Right.
So, because like when we're on tour, we are spending a lot of time with each other, and so we're quite lucky that we get along. And
Yeah, that's handy.
Yeah, it's a big advantage.
So when you're not on tour, do you kind of branch out and do your own thing, or do you tend to hang out together even then?
Yeah. No, we hang out and just, I don't know, we get on well, which is super lucky.
I should point out that you guys arrived in separate limousines today.
Yeah. We're kind of like Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's all just an image.
So did two of you have kind of specific roles that you've kind of carved out for yourself when you're creating?
I think so. Joyce, we grew up doing music so differently. I was playing just guitar, taught myself and all that sort of stuff, jamming with mates, and Joyce was classically trained. And I think that's she's really good with sort of working on changing time signatures and kind of doing weird things with the song, and I'm kind of more just doing lyrics and trying to sort out a melody or something, a vocal melody. So it works really well. Yeah. She always tells me when my timing's really bad and stuff, which is important.
and what do you tell her?
I just say, yeah. I'm
You
an
got it
artist.
down.
You just let me be free. It's jazz and stuff.
Alrighty. So the next song we're going to hear is another one off the album. It's called Colorful Story. What's the colorful story behind it?
I guess it's just about relationships that people have where what people are telling, the story that they're telling, that you know it's bollocks, and that's kind of what the song is. It's pretty straight up about what it's about.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a listen.
Is there the story you tell everyone? Is there the lie you bear? It might hold you out for a little while longer. Remember, I was there. Remember, I was there. Remember, I was there. And scream and shout to protect your cover. Start to believe all your own lies. But sooner or later, the truth finds the surface, and I can see it's in your eyes. I can see it's in your eyes. I can see it's in your eyes. What a colorful story. What a colorful story. What a colorful story. What a colorful mind. What a colorful story. What a colorful story. What a colorful story. What a colorful mind. And God only knows how deep this goes. You don't know me, but you zoom too. And how much grace can I give you before I am through? Before I am through. Before I am through. What a colorful story. What a colorful story. What a colorful story. What a colorful mind. What a colorful story. What a colorful story. What a colorful story. What a colorful mind. Ain't enough to be nothing. Ain't enough to be nothing. Ain't enough to be nothing. Too beautiful mind. Ain't enough to be nothing. Ain't enough to be nothing. Ain't enough to be nothing. Too beautiful mind.
All right, we're back here at the 13th floor with the Bollands. We have one more song to listen to, but we have a couple more to talk about first.
Sure.
Now, there's some pretty intense songwriting going on in this record, and I love the whole album. I was very impressed with it. But of course, the one song that really gets your attention is Fielding,
Right.
which is
Yeah.
kind of autobiographical about your time as kind of a teenager growing up in this
Yeah.
community. How would you describe it?
It's sort of a weird. It's a bit of a stream of consciousness song. I started off in this one place just singing about this old guy that died, that I knew that was looking after me, helping look after me and hanging out with when I was growing up in Fielding. I kind of just came up, in that background with a broken home and all that sort of stuff. And then I was wagging school a lot. And then it ends up that I ended up in a Christian cult.
How does that happen?
I think, yeah. I mean, I guess it's the idea that I was, looking for family.
Right.
And looking for, well, not just family, but looking for a place to connect. And so I ended up going to church and then ended up sort of in this crazy, really full-on Pentecostal Christian cult. And then the song is just talking about kind of that experience of, I didn't want to be really, metaphorical. I just wanted to be straight up about, when the music I've been listening to was like Sun Kill Moon, which is this sort of autobiographical sort of stuff. And I really like that idea of just telling the story that's just straight, And so I gave it a crack. It was the first time I'd ever written really anything that was that personal. So when we recorded it, I was saying to Joyce, I want to throw it out. It was just too...
Oh, really?
And then Joyce convinced me, no, we really need to keep it.
She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
And would you
That
say
was my favorite song in the album, so there's no chance it was going to be gone.
And just that overall experience, I mean, people, they hear Christian cult and they cringe and go, but were there positive as well as negative aspects to that experience?
Yeah, I think I really needed it. I needed to experience what it like was to be in a community, and it taught me, I was playing music there, it taught me how to get along with other people, it taught me how to communicate kind of where I was at, it helped me grow up, it taught me how to, have good habits and stuff like that. So it's not all bad. I just got to a point where it was so controlling, I couldn't choose where I lived, I couldn't choose what job I did, I couldn't do anything. And then it came to this point where I guess I just grew up and I was like, I have to leave, and which was really sad because I had to just kind of leave everyone.
Yeah.
Which was really difficult. But I really appreciate everything that I kind of had from that experience.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So if folks want to hear that song, they'll have to listen to the album. But it's not the only autobiographical song on the album. Joyce has one too. So maybe we can. This is the last one we're going to hear is "Stare into Space."
Yeah.
What can you tell me about that?
So I guess it's a little bit of a rant of things going on in my life. It's nothing disturbing. I had an amazing childhood, so it's quite a big contrast from Christian's background actually. But basically, we've got a lot of pressure from us, being musicians, living life on the road.
You should be depressed that you had such a great childhood. You have nothing to write about.
Pretty much. This
you
is
can hold that against your parents or
life.
whatever. It's like, oh, come on, couldn't you make me miserable?
Yeah. So I think because there's expectations of what we should do as a couple. So it was a little bit of a rant about how we should have kids and living life on the road. It's not seen as a stable life, but also a little bit about, I guess, my identity as well growing up, where we were actually in the States a couple of years ago, Christian mentioned, and we were in Eureka, which is in Northern California, and we were playing a show there, and it was a normal show, and then after the show this couple came up to me, and they're from south part of America, and then they asked me where I was from, and I said I'm from New Zealand. And they were quite puzzled. They kept staring at me, and they were trying to, come up with the right question, which was, where are you really from? And so I said, well, I was born in Malaysia, so I'm Malaysian Chinese. And then they were like, oh, right, that's why you don't walk like a New Zealander. And so
I've heard of walking like an Egyptian, but that's about it.
I think it's more like they don't. It came from a very innocent, sort of a ignorant space. So it was sort of a little bit of a dig at that, but also the different people that we meet in different walks of life. So that song's really about my experiences in a very, very short 2-minute song.
Very cool. Well, I enjoyed it immensely. And so we'll leave with that. What kind of plans have you got going forward in the future?
Well, we're just super excited about writing a new album. I mean, we've just done that, but we want to get writing again. We're writing a kids album soon, and then we've also, there's a surf documentary coming out called The Way, which is about New Zealand surfing history and what's happening now. And so they've asked us to do the score for that. So we've got heaps coming up, which we're super excited about.
Excellent. Well, thank you for taking the time to come here. We much appreciate it. Good luck with everything, and we'll leave with Stare Into Space.
Scared of what we cannot choose. This world is an oyster, not a parachute. You do what you want and please yourselves. I'll do what I want and choose something else. I eat spicy food 'cause it makes me feel good. Mala hot pot is my favorite food. I like to binge watch my TV shows. My